Hello guys, it's me, TONIK TZW, and I know you're going to get sick and tired of me putting daring games on the channel, but World of Warships have given us free steel, and it's tier 8 in Legendary, and I absolutely love my daring, even though the games aren't always the best at Legendary tier. But this one's going to be a little bit of an educational one, because it's going to have a little bit of an explanation of how to save a game. And look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, four destroyers. Then we've got 1, 2, 3 battleships as well, 5 battleships, 4 destroyers. This is going to be a bit of a fight, because there's going to be a lot of torpedoes around and there's a lot of big guns around. Let me just tell you that this is going to be a Kraken game, but it's not going to be for me. So that's a shame, isn't it? I have had a Kraken in the day, and I think I've had a couple, but this one isn't going to be mine, and it's also not going to be on Blue Team, because there is a Minnesota out there whose name is AKA Big A, and he is going to be the one with the Kraken, and he did it with all of, I think it was 72,000 damage. Which is very, very low for a legendary game, but as he said, I just shot at the destroyers, and a Kraken is a Kraken, be it a win or a defeat. But here is somebody in a Musashi. Now look at this Hayate out on the right flank. Sorry, it's not a Hayate, it's a Shimikaze. I feel that he's pushing out a little bit too far, but that guy is actually going to do me a huge favour a little bit later in the game. There is a battleship behind me. I think it is the Pommern, and although it originally looks like he's going to push towards us, seeing the battleships out there, he is now going to slam it in reverse and kite away whilst bow tanking, and I don't blame him, because there are some big ships out there. We are trying to play safe, and because that Musashi's out there, we've got torpedoes running on him. What we're going to do is we're going to whale on him with HE. Now you're thinking, you're smoking up at this stage of the game. You know there's destroyers about. Yes, I do. That's why my sonar's running, and it's why I'm not sticking in this smoke screen, because what I want to do is try and bait these guys into revealing themselves. There we go. There is the Shimikaze getting absolutely blattered, and we're out of our smoke, and we see the summoner as well, and we're going to play dangerous here, because that summoner is a very good gunboat. Our Shimikaze has got himself spotted. Their Shimikaze has smoked up, dropped detection, and now I'm going to be the focus of attention for the summoner. And the summoner, like I said, is a very handy gunboat. So while we're spotted, we're looking, we're going to use that island on our right to try and give ourselves some cover. But we are getting absolutely spammed at. But we're already up to 30,000 damage because of the fires on that Musashi. We are going to drop another short smoke screen. We still have a minute on our sonar, so we're feeling safe even if the Shima is out there. And as Mr. Musashi has kindly put out his fires, come on Shima, get this guy spotted please. Here we go. Let's get wheeling on him with some more high explosive, because if we can get a fire on this guy, we can get rid of him, because it will be a stick and tick. And there we go, there is one fire. The Shima backs out of it, and I'm like, oh, just keep him spotted, let me get onto him. Here we go. The smoke screen is running down very, very quickly. He's blind firing the smoke. I am spotted, so we may as well try and stay on this guy and get rid of him. There's his rear turret of justice. We have got a fire on him. There are more fires burning, and do you know what? Are we going to get our first kill of the game? Come on, keep whaling, keep whaling, keep whaling. No, the Pommern picks it up with a fire of his own. There is the summoner who wants rid of me because he can't see the Shimikaze. Well, he can now. Shima is doing the Shima thing, and Shima is going to spam a wall of skill. So I'm going to try and get some shots on the summer. But there we go. The Shamer put some guns out. That's nice to see. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. This guy is playing with his throttle. He's baiting the torpedoes from that Shimikaze. He's drilling them down with his guns. The Shima's taking fire from elsewhere. So he is the one that is piggy in the middle. But he's got his torpedoes off before he dies. Now this Sumner is in trouble. Only 2 racks of torps out there. I'm on fire. I've still got a cooldown on my smoke screen, but the Sumner takes a torpedo and pops his smoke. And you know something? I'm going to have to blind fire that smoke screen, but I run into the island. You'll notice that our Pommern has now backed up all the way into the centre of our base. We did have an Aegir and a gearing that went up the middle of 2 brothers, the Aegir tooting his horn as he sailed out in front of half of red team back there. Your horn doesn't do any damage, mate. It's not going to scare the red team, and all you did was throw your ship away. And the gearing has now got himself stuck broadside in the middle of there, and he's probably waiting to try and torpedo or something. Were they doing the greatest Doug challenge? I don't know, but we were a ship ahead. But that gearing is going to learn the very hard way why you don't push 2 brothers, and he gets dev struck by aka Big A in his Minnesota. So we're even on ships now, and I'm thinking I can push this Sumner and I can take him out of the game, and that will free up this flank. The rest of the team seem to be pushing up the other flank. We lost those guys in the middle, and there's only me across on this side, and I'm trying to work out where this Sumner is getting to, because he seems to be moving very, very quickly, and this is going to be quite surprising for me, because he moves so fast. And then what I notice is in a little bit there's torpedoes heading towards the Pommern, and I'm trying to track this guy down, and obviously the Sumner does have quite long range on its torpedoes, and I'm trying to ping the map to say where I think this guy is going. I think he's running for it to pull back and defend his cap, but then it switches to the left. We see the torpedoes briefly there, and the Pommern I think is going to catch one of those or 2 of those, and so I'm going to have to try and run back to the capture point. Now, as blue team are pushing round the flank, I'm really hoping that they'll push onto that cap, because there are at least 2 battleships sailing straight down the middle of 2 brothers. And although I've got a reasonable amount of health points, if they get 2 ships plus this destroyer, because I am located as my closest target, there we go, he's on cap. We've lost the Pommern. Sorry, buddy, couldn't keep that guy spotted the whole time. I am now going to have to play defensive if we are going to save this game. Now, 2 battleships plus a destroyer, 3 ships against 1. The other destroyer could potentially be on this cap as well, because I can't see that the rest of the team are spotting anything else. Our other destroyer has made it round to red team's cap, but you can see that this cap is turning a lot quicker than red. Now, this is where knowledge of the game comes into play. When ships are on the capture point, they accumulate capture points. Now, each ship collects its own capture points, so if you just keep shooting at one ship, you aren't going to keep the cap reset. If there is a ship like a destroyer undetected, he will continue to accumulate points, and he can still take the cap for the team. So even if I was shooting at these 2 battleships like this, you'll notice the Republic and the Minnesota are both on cap. I'm going to pop my smoke and try and get a cap reset on this. But even though we land shots and get a fire, we don't get any cap reset points. That means that there is a destroyer on this cap. You can see where Perceptive is pointing, and he is the one that I need to find. So we've got 3 ships on this cap, literally all 3 ships of the red team. I'm praying to the Lord of RNG, or to the gods of RNG, that these guys will push in and stay on that cap. We land a torpedo on the Republic, but again, we don't get any capture resets. So I need to push and find the destroyer, and I'm quite certain that this is going to cost me my ship. So here you go. You see me rotating through the targets. We get some cap resets. This destroyer is going to make himself known. There he is. He's on our left hand side. We're going to put some guns out on him, but he disappears into his smoke. Things are looking mighty dangerous. 2 battleships and a destroyer in a smoke screen. We're going to blind fire that smoke. We're going to get onto this repulse. We manage a hit on the destroyer, but don't kill him. We are double fired. More hits on the Republic. The destroyer is going to get himself spotted in just a second, but one more salvo on the Minnesota. We pick up a Witherer, we go on the DD, we kill him as we die and become the Kraken kill for the Minnesota, aka Big A. But at the same time, we pick up a Flesh Wound, a Liquidator, and there's another medal there. Flesh Wound, Liquidator, and a double strike. So there we go, and with the cap ticking down, that is going to bring the win home for Blue Team. It didn't look good. In those last few seconds, I managed to pull together 4 medals, finishing on 125,500 damage with those 2 kills. We could have had that Musashi at the start to make it a hat trick of 3, but we did exactly what was needed to keep an eye on the map, watch what the team was doing, and then commit ourselves to losing our lives and bringing victory to the team, whether they deserved it or not. But GG's to aka Big A in his Minnesota for his Kraken and for actually surviving the game. I think he got a Dreadnought out of it as well, plus his Dev Strike. I didn't see the other medal. But I hope you have enjoyed this one. If you have, smash that like button, leave me a comment, and if you haven't done so, please do subscribe to the channel and stick around and watch one of these videos or hit the playlist. Until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.